Okay, we're finally getting to a video that I have been trying to put together for a while now, halters and that. But before we do that, we're going to do a really quick cleanup here of this pad that we use to work our cows, and then we'll get to it. So hopefully you enjoy today's video. In today's video, we may be visited by some of our cows as well. You got Felina, of course, in the background. I think you guys have seen her a couple of times already. So we're going to show you the different halters that we have bought and purchased. Some of them we left them on because we didn't have the tags on, because we never had a cow that was actually that size. And then we have some that we have used a lot. And then we'll show you the ones that we fall back to generally over and over again, because they just are very versatile in what they do. And then if we can get to it, we might put some halters on some of these that we have here for you guys to see. So, first thing, videos never go as planned, so you just saw a disaster. Dropped everything from my display. Let's try this again. When we began looking, it was very hard to find halters that were specific towards minis, and there's still not that out there, outside of a very few exceptions, and they're still not clear on what size you would need. So there are lots of options from calves. We use what is actually a goat halter on the babies that we leave them on, and you might see one of them tracking around here dragging a rope that we're still working on halter breaking. So basically it's a halter, and you got to be careful that you get one that is crossed underneath if you're going to be leaving it on a cow. That is for more maneuverability with their jaw as they chew their cud, unlike a horse. So that is something to think about. If you're going to be leaving it on, don't buy a horse halter to leave on them. So we have that, and then we have, of course, just moving up the same style by Weaver. These are Weaver halters. They make these from the goats that are smaller all the way up to, this is considered a small calf halter. As you can see, it's nice and clean. We've not put that on an animal. And then a little bit larger of a calf halter. And then we started out the first time we bought one. This is a large, and even for our big animals, we had to tie a knot to make it get down to a size that would fit them. So, and this is still really loose on our animals. So if you have minis, you probably don't even want to look at this large size halter that is made by Weaver. That is going to be outside, too big for the animals in miniature classification. So then you have competitor Weaver or Hamilton halters, maybe a little bit thicker made. They usually have the metal grommets in there, so they are a little bit pricier. But again, this is called a yearling. They don't call them small, medium, and large. This is for a yearling, and this is the size up to, this would fit most minis until they are full grown, mature. And this wouldn't fit like Felina, who's on the large side of size, right at the height, right at the max height for mini. So this wouldn't fit Felina, and we'll do that. And then they have one that we have used. This one's got a lot of wear and tear, you can see by us, and this is also a yearling, and this has been on quite a few cows that we put on them to lead around. So we have miniature Texas Longhorns, so they have horns on them, and you would think that this would be easier than the rope halters, but I find myself defaulting back to the rope halters, and I just gave away what it is that is in the bucket, basically. So a couple of other options. This guy says he wants, come here. This guy is not actually halter broke. So this is a huge win to have him coming up here straight to us like that, to want that. He has seen this red bucket around a time or two. So we're working on that.
That black, the last black one, wouldn't that fit like him? Last black one, the last one?
That would probably be on the bigger side for him. That might fit him, looking at him, but I think that would be a little bit big on him even. We'd want to go down to the small. So now, something that works in a pinch is if you buy a full halter, and this is not the, if you look at the bottom of it, that is what a horse halter looks like. There is not as much flexibility and not as much maneuverability for their jaws, and cows chew their cud. So you really want to avoid leaving this on for any long periods of time. Now, there are different pressure halters out there in the realm of things, and this is one that is sold, and it has little buttons on here. I'm not sure if you can see, these are supposed to put pressure points to help halter break them. I have not used this on a horse, or I'm sorry, I've not used this on a cow, but looking at the bottom, one of the things that has deterred me is it is a horse halter on the bottom that they have put these pressure points on. So they have designed this after a horse halter and not after a cow halter. So that is one of the things that I would be leery of leaving this on a cow, because of that reason. It just doesn't have the maneuverability. It's designed for a horse, not for a cow. So then of course you have the ones with the leading shanks on it, the leading chains, and this again reverts to, this is more the style of a horse halter, but it is used on cows to teach them to lead. When you pull this, it puts pressure on their jaw. When they come forward, the pressure is released off of their jaw, and you don't want to leave this on them for extended periods of time. I'm saying very ill-advised. So we have a couple of those, and we've not used them extensively. So now for the big reveal, the halter that we use pretty much all of the time. These are hanging in our watershed, and we just don't use them. So the halters that we invariably fall back on are the rope halters. So these are a little bit of a challenge to get around a cow with horns, but if you can't get this on a cow with horns, then you probably want to put them in a chute to catch them anyway. So that is something to think of. So you said this is all out of whack here. Getting it down to where it would fit would look much more like this on a cow, but to get it around the horns of our animals, a lot of times we have to make it very big. So make it somewhat like a lasso, and then we put it on them, and then we shrink it back down to fit it around their nose. So let's, these are halters that you can leave them tied up with. If you're training them, then this is definitely something that you would want around to have, to be able to leave them tied up. You can tie them up. They have the ones with the quick release. Will you go get me the other purple one, Sophia? Like this. They have the ones that have the rings on them, and I recently saw even a different one than what I have as the quick release that would release even quicker than this. So these halters have a metal ring, and I forget where I bought this one from. There's no tag on it. So it has this double ring here on it that helps release when it's on them. So when you pull, and then when they step forward, when you let go, it slides. But I have recently seen one that I like even better, and it's just a simple ring. I've seen it in black, and I think it's Sullivan that sells those. So that is something to consider in having. That is definitely, you know what I'm saying, if you want to put a little bit more pressure, you can reverse it so that it doesn't release as quick by just threading the rope backwards through there. So then moving from this one, you would move to the rope halters that don't slide.
So those halters are different kinds, they're just the same color?
They're the same kinds, but yeah, different colors. So this one has, the slide is just made from the rope, so it's just threaded right through there, if you can see that. So it's threaded right through there, so that keeps it from, it doesn't release as quick when you're leading them, but it does release whenever they step forward. And so the one with the quick release would be a halter that you would use whenever you're halter breaking them. If you're going to be leaving them tied, then you would want to use that as well first off, and then as they learn to lead good, then you would be able to put them into more of one of these halters. So we're going to see if Felina will let us if Felina will volunteer and stay right there, or if I'm gonna have to round her up to get her in here. So the first thing I do is make me a big loop to catch them. She's not always
Nice.
super friendly, but with cubes, a lot of times things go a lot smoother. So,
Oh, she's so cute. Put it around her.
just loop it over one side. And over the other one.
Oh, she's very used to this, isn't she? A lot of times.
So then make sure it's behind the ears.
So then we can put the nose on. Does that
So that is how we get it on there. So we're gonna lead her around onto the inside, and then we'll try some of these other halters on for you guys to see the different fits that they have. I'm gonna clear that bucket. All right, so this is Felina. She is a miniature Texas Longhorn. Her horn span is 48 inches, and she is right close to the top of what is allowed as far as miniature Texas Longhorns. But, so this is the one that we have that is considered a yearling, and I think this is gonna be just too small for her. So, you gotta respect those horns and know where they are.
It does look like a horse halter, doesn't it?
No, not this one. This is the cow halter.
Oh, yeah. The ones with the bottom thing on
So
it.
that is a yearling halter there. And as you can see, that is really snug. So I'm gonna turn her around here. I do have the rope halter on under it, but she is not liking the fit of this thing. I think this rope is putting pressure on her over here. So if you have a cow that is around 750 pounds, bigger than that, then you would want to go with something a little bit larger than the yearling halter. So the next size up that we have, I'm going to compare that to, see, I don't even think this is the small from Weaver. That one was the yearling from Hamilton. I don't even think this small will fit on her. Are we still in the camera? We're over there? I'm over here? Turn it a little bit towards it. There you go. Okay. So now we're gonna try, this is the Weaver small, and I don't think this one's going to fit. This looks like it's smaller than the Hamilton, yeah. So this won't even reach around. So if we were gonna be putting these guys in order of size, we'll start hanging them here on the fence. For you guys to, hey! For you guys to see the size, we're going to have a size chart for you. So we're gonna have to move up, and this is the medium by Weaver,
That looks like it's gonna fit her.
and this one should fit her.
Yeah.
So this is,
That looks actually perfect for her.
so that there is a nice fit.
Yep.
And see if we can turn her around here so you can see the other side. Come on. So as you can see here, this is the medium. There's still some play in here. I can still get my fingers in here nicely. We have one more hole of adjustment. We have 3 looser holes to loosen that on. This would need to ride actually a little higher, but I got this rope on here, this rope halter under it to keep her here. And so that is where we're at on that. So that would be the size that would fit her very nicely. So let's put that in there. So hang this one on the fence where it would go. And again, that's the Weaver medium fit, the Hamilton yearling, and then the Weaver small. So putting those in size. If you have a cow that is, see, last time we measured Felina, she was 44 inches tall. So if you have a cow that is 44 inches tall or smaller, then you would probably go with the Hamilton yearling. If you have a cow that is 44 inches, then you probably want a halter that is the Weaver medium. If you have a cow that is really small or a yearling, then you can get down to the Weaver small. For your babies, of course, back. For the babies, we would have the goat or sheep halters down here.
That thing's tiny.
And this is what we start our calves on. Moving out to extreme. Of course, if you have a cow that needs this, it is probably no longer a mini. So this is Weaver's large. So Weaver's large is out here, and we have a knot tied in that from whenever we tried it on a cow. So that is the ones that we use, but as I said, we kind of default back to the rope halters just because they fit really nice. They adjust to whichever cow we are trying them on, and they fit from this large cow, all the way down to a small one. I'm going to see if Diva will come in here.
Sure.
See if you can get Diva in here, and we'll show them it on a little one. So we default back to these just because they fit really nice. You can tie them. They come with their own rope tied to them, so you can easily tie them up. Yeah. It's okay. It's helping. So as you can see, this fits very nicely down to this size. It adjusts and goes right down to it. From big to small, you can put the halter on, and it fits nicely. Here we got Luke. So this is the goat halter that we have here on Diva, one of the halters that we have, and it is on the last notch for her. So she is about 8 months old, and this is just getting to where it's going to be too big or too small for her. So as we were talking about halters, I am going to tag this video onto that one because I showed you all those halters with the webbing, and this calf has had a halter on for 3 weeks with a rope dragging through our pasture. And every time I go to catch him and pull on it, he just locks all 4 of his legs and he won't move. And so today I decided that other halter might be getting a little snug, so I traded it out for this rope halter, and I was going to let him drag this around. So I decided to just pull on him a little bit and see how he would do. And if you guys see here, like as I go to put pressure on it, he steps forward. That is literally the most progress we have got. So certainly a testament to rope halters when you are halter breaking them. He would not swing his head like that with the webbing halters. He literally would lock his legs, and it would be a tug of war dragging him around. So this is a major improvement. Look at him step forward there. Definitely convincing me to go all rope halters with my cows. So we will probably be having some webbing halters for sale if anybody wants to buy some. I would definitely say go with the rope halters. This is crazy. I am truly amazed. We started at this end, we went to that end, and I thought, man, I should video this. So I'm attempting to video this myself, is why you can't see me, so you can see him doing this. And that is literally, pulling on the angle, so walking his feet around. But right here is when he would just lock all 4 legs. I've drug him across this cement slab right here with him all 4 legs locked and just dragging. And he's actually stepping here. So I feel like we've got a huge win. And also, like I said, we're probably going to be getting rid of those halters. Look at this guy go. Look at him. Go Rocket. Justice named this guy Rocket because when we first went to find him, we couldn't because we would see him and he would shoot over the next hill with his mom and disappear. So that is a huge win. That is a huge improvement. That is major success and a major endorsement, if you will, of rope halters. Thank you so much for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed today's content. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Also, don't forget to hit the thumbs up button and turn on notifications so you don't miss a thing. Hopefully we've done a little bit of legwork and you've seen some of the halters that are unnecessary, as well as realize the different sizes that fit different size cows. So if you have a cow that is 44 inches tall, the Weaver medium is the one that fits. If it's a little bit smaller, then you can go to the Hamilton brand yearling. If it's even smaller than that, then you can go back to the Weaver small. For your calves, you can use the goat halters. All right, thank you so much for watching today's video. So as you can see, you can buy all kinds of contraptions out there that you probably don't need, and hopefully I've done a little bit of work for you. You can skip these, don't bother, they're not worth it. So let's get rid of those. So